Hey everybody, this is Jay, and
It's Corey over here.
we're in a little bit of a different setup today. I hope everybody can hear us okay. Lily, give us a thumbs up if you can hear us. Um,
I can hear you.
I think Corey can hear me, but so we've got a new little toy here, a wireless mic to the camera, and hopefully our sync should be better than it has been in the past. I know we've had struggles with that, so okay, good. You can hear
Excellent.
us. Awesome. Today I figured we talk a little bit about teaser trailers because our Access Film production crew has just released their first teaser trailer for their new movie Out of Order, which will hopefully be in theaters soon. I guess we got to film still, but it'll be before the end of the summer, and we're hoping to do do a showing for that and some other events. I'll have to. You can hear us, but it's a echo.
Hmm.
Is it a bad echo? Is it unbearably echoey? We'll see. I think it's just because we're close. It's a bad echo.
uh, it's interesting.
It's okay-ish. Okay.
Okay-ish. That's not a great review.
Hmm.
When we were monitoring it earlier, it didn't seem so weird.
Yeah. Let me plug in some
Yeah,
headphones and
check it out,
see.
man.
We'll go with as usual, our live. Yeah, your messages will be delayed. The stream is actually, you're probably seeing us like a minute or so later than what's actually happening. So, and plus they'll show up on the screen a little delayed as well. Um, so, these streams are also partially just time for me to troubleshoot problems.
It's
So,
all an ongoing experiment.
yeah, bear with me here. So it's echoey, huh?
Echoey, huh?
Sounds okay to me, unless I'm getting sound from somewhere else.
Yeah, could it accidentally be pulling like from one of the cameras too or something?
Let me mono that, and
I can't imagine what else it would be.
I have everything off. Echo. It's that bad, huh? Echo, echo.
So usually that kind of so when you say echo, you mean like it's kind of like repeating. I wonder if we're actually hearing like a delay, which would be really weird since we're not playing it out loud in here. But like something strange might be going on.
Sounds great to me.
That's so weird.
I'm not sure, Lily. I'll have to go and check it after. If it's that bad.
You want me to investigate?
Yeah, you want to check it out and see. Maybe if you watch it on the.
I'm gonna walk away from the cameras for a second.
Okay.
So I don't want to like create any feedback here.
If it is the mic.
Well, actually, we'll see. We're gonna do really. Oh, look at us.
So you can actually click on the button here and mute
Sweet.
your mic. Maybe that might help. Hello, testing 1 2 3. Corey is watching us right next to us. Oh, that click is kind of obnoxious though, isn't it? Can you not hear me at all? Oh yeah, you can hear me. I can hear myself over there. Probably shouldn't touch the mic.
I don't hear an echo here now.
Are you watching it on two things, like watching it on Facebook and on YouTube
Sure.
at the same time? That could be too. Sounds good over there.
Yeah, it's weird.
It could be that it's open in two tabs. Hello, Monica.
Hey, Monica.
We're doing some quick troubleshooting. Oh, no, that's okay. Did you have two tabs open? You watching us on both on both
No, let me tell you, we have both done this so many times.
Yep.
Exactly what just happened to you. So we absolutely understand and don't worry about it. Like troubleshooting audio is all part of the game. I'm not certain that this got unmuted. Can you tell? Can someone let me know if I'm for some reason quieter than Jay?
Does it not have a button, or it doesn't visually show?
I don't see a visual indicator.
So these are the Rode wireless Go's. I probably should stop touching it because I'm sure that's probably loud. But they're little tiny squares, as you can see. I don't know how well you can see. I guess I can show you here. They're little tiny squares, and they transmit to the camera. They're plugged directly into our main camera over there. And that's what's keeping us from being desynced or anything like that. I don't think Corey is unmuted.
Yeah, kind of. How about now? I wonder. I guess you can tell me in a minute.
Actually, I don't think you are. So hit it again.
Check.
Still seems quiet.
I know, right?
Let me check.
Check.
Yes, you are muted still. So hit it one more time.
Check.
That's
okay.
it. I can see it on the receiver.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Figuring it all out. This is like second test run with these things, right? You like tested them out once at home.
Yeah, one time before. And that was it.
I have yet to run one of these things.
I think the only problem I've run into is that you cannot control individually how loud one of them is. So like say you talk, you usually talk louder than I do. Mm-hmm. So like I couldn't lower your volume and not mine at the same time.
Oh really?
So it's kind of an interesting thing. Yeah, it gets one volume for both.
Even when it's on the left and right channels?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Weird choice.
Yeah, you can only control it both at the same time. So it's whatever the signal is into. These are like a fixed volume level into the receiver. You can control the two out into the camera or whatever you're recording to. Of course, if you had these like
so like you can get individual output levels for the two channels, you mean, or it's a single output level?
Yeah, just a single output level.
Okay, yeah, weird.
So
that's such a strange choice because it seems like it's so common that you'd have like, I mean, it's two different sources.
Right. It is weird.
That's an interesting choice.
So,
but I suppose like the idea is that they'd just be on left and right tracks, and you'd like.
But then you can level it in post. Yeah, you probably would want to do that. But yeah. Oh well, you're giving us more views, Lily. That's one thing if you had it on both the stream and or on the laptop.
Yeah, totally.
So
gaming the system for us. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So I think that where were we? I think we're gonna watch real quick the teaser trailer for Out of Order, and then we might talk a little bit about teaser trailers and trailers in general, and just like sound and production of trailers and things like that. Super exciting. So yeah, let's watch that trailer. So, all right, here we go. Yay, there it was.
Yeah.
The first teaser trailer, and I'm sure there'll be much more where that came from. So that is the Access Film Production is a collaborative project between us here at MARZ and Access Humboldt. So yeah, keep an eye out for future updates. And I believe I'm going to space out on what the Instagram is. I believe it's outoforder.movie, I believe. If I can remember right, let me double check that. But yeah, they've been posting a whole bunch of content and behind the scenes stuff. Super cool to see. Let me make sure I've got that right here. It is Out of Order Film. Out of Order Film, all one thing, period, 2021. So yeah, that's our Instagram account. We've shared it a few times on the MARZ page, and I guess we can share it again, but there's already a bunch of content being created for the Instagram account, so go follow that and keep an eye out there for more updates. Yeah, so Corey, what did you think about the teaser trailer?
I liked it. It's
Yeah.
cool.
It's very it showcases a lot of cool locations in Humboldt, even just in the short amount of time. You got the
Totally.
Eureka Theater right outside, and we had the perfect day when the sailboats were out,
It was
and
really neat.
that was really cool. So, um, and so we were gonna kind of talk about, you know, sound design and like trailers and stuff like that. And I'm sure like most people are probably familiar with a lot of the. It's probably one of the most things or probably a lot of us. What am I trying to say? Like it's a very common thing, I guess, to see a lot of movie trailers. So like we kind of all have an idea of what movie trailers look like, and the kind of like what their structure is. And I guess it depends on the studio that's doing it. But we're probably all really familiar with the intense action, sort of high stakes movie trailer with the
It's like what comes to mind when
right.
someone says movie trailer to me.
Yeah.
Like I have a hard time picturing like the language of like the rom-com movie trailer. Although I mean, I guess I can if I think about it hard. But like it's definitely like there's like a language. There's all these like tropes and like things that exist like in those action trailers that like communicate action movie to the audience, like signifiers that it's like gonna be like if you liked this other movie with big bass booms and explosions, you will like this one too. So there's like it's kind of like trying to just give a little, it's like an elevator pitch kind of thing for your movie basically, where it's like you want to like convey the idea to the audience without like giving it away.
Right.
It's a tricky thing. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, on the as far as like on the visual side of it, yeah, you definitely, and I guess even with your dialogue too or anything, you can give away a lot in a film with certain shots or certain lines of dialogue that maybe you didn't anticipate. I feel like it's definitely, especially with the teaser trailer, there's an art to it of like revealing just enough that gets your audience interested. But then not too much the way they feel like they've seen the whole movie already, which
Right.
I feel like happens a lot
Yeah.
now. Like take for instance the new Fast and Furious movie. I feel like I will watch the trailer and I've already seen the movie. Like they show all the good parts, all the best parts, and like all the best action parts at least. And
Totally.
then you're like, what? Why do I even need to go see it now?
Which, I mean, don't people know that Fast and Furious is going to have a bunch of action shots and that's like the reason you go? And like, why would they, you know what I mean? It seems kind of silly to give it all. They could just show a still and say F9 probably and people would come and see it.
Oh yeah, so that's the teaser trailer. That's I feel like it's so much more interesting when you're teasing the audience with what it could be. And it's like, Fast and Furious is going to be an action movie. And like, could you imagine walking in there with no idea what's gonna happen? Like, you already know there's like a rocket car and it flies or something, and then they're like, I don't know, it just gets more and more intense.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like keeping it at that would have been so much more powerful. Like sitting in the theater and being like, whoa, and living it in that moment. So yeah, it definitely is an art form in and of itself. I love trailers though. Like I could sit and watch trailers all the time. Sometimes going to the movie, that's like what I want to see is the new trailers. I don't know what it is. They're just people get really creative, especially ones that are a little different than the normal ones, because there definitely is can be a recipe to follow sometimes, and it's just like here's your bass, that like we were talking about is like that sound that you hear, that like what do they call it, the foghorn, I think is what like the name of it is. It's like the between every you go to black and then it's the foghorn sound. It's like that really low rumbly bass sound to reveal whatever the big thing is. Yeah, exactly. So it's like a build up and then it just shows. It's like every single movie. So
Yeah. I imagine there's folks out there with just huge libraries of cinematic booms and like bass swells and stuff. I have a little bit of that kind of stuff in my sample library, but like, I'm not making movie trailers regularly, so it's like, there's all sorts of there's like that fun audio language that goes along with it that like uh, it really, because they have to like move along and like carry you through zoom 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 and like make some sort of sense. You know, there's like yeah, lot of water phones actually. Yeah, totally.
Water
Do you
phones.
know what the water phone
Water.
is?
I don't think
Oh
so.
yeah.
Water phone. I haven't heard that term.
It's a it's this like or it's bowed and struck like weird metallic instrument that's
Oh.
like it's like the sound of like horror movie soundtracks, but also like pretty much
Right,
anything
right.
like it's kind of like just tense. It's the sound of tension pretty
Oh,
much
okay.
in like in film like a lot of the time.
So I've definitely heard it. I just
Oh
am not
yeah, yeah,
familiar
you
with it.
100% know.
Yeah,
You've
yeah.
never seen it probably, and you've never heard it called that.
Weird looking instrument.
Yeah, water phone is a weird name for it too. I don't think there's actually water involved in a water phone.
Oh.
Although I could be mistaken about that.
Might
It's
be an added part that you can.
yeah, it might be the sort of thing that you can like put water in it to like change
Oh.
the pitch.
Yeah, horror
Yeah,
movies.
yeah, yeah.
That's a whole. See, every genre has their own sort of style of trailer.
All right.
Um,
Okay, you can put water in it.
oh, you can. Okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah, here's. They're basically like a bowl with like metal rods sticking up, and you like can like bow it or strike it.
Are they expensive? Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super
Do you
weird.
think they
Anyway.
cost? Are they
I'm not
pricey,
sure.
or
I'm not sure how much they cost. They're just like really specialized.
Should
so,
we get
like,
one for Mars? So we can make.
be
I'm sure
kinda
some
fun.
of our students would like having that scary,
Yeah.
scary movie sound. But I'm sure there's libraries with hundreds of.
Let's
resources
see.
for
You
it.
can buy one on Amazon. There's one on Amazon for $3.29.
No, we're not in the new space yet. This is just our same space.
Same old space.
Kind of redesigned.
Same old piano.
Actually, it seemed like it came through pretty good. But yeah, not yet. Hopefully soon. But for now, we're here. It's kind of a makeshift setup, but it works and it's a little different. It's kind of cool to. I like this better than doing the virtual streams. I feel
Yeah.
like it's
That felt a little impersonal last time.
yeah. Yeah, it was a lot of me just rambling on about nothing important. So.
Oh, and of course, yeah, I missed the last one, which was just you.
Oh yeah, that was me also rambling on about nothing.
Oh,
particularly
you're
important.
talking about the phone with me. I thought that was fun. But it's especially we're vaccinated.
Yeah.
Here we are. It's nice to do this. So.
Yeah. So trailers. Do you have a favorite like teaser?
I
Tor
don't.
told me not to ask.
Yeah, you see, I did. I'm
Well,
like.
there's got to be something like anything like sound design wise. Oh yeah, big empty room next week. Hopefully.
Like. I feel like like there's nothing that like comes to mind in particular that's like a trailer that was like separate from like the design of the film itself or whatever.
Oh, I see,
Like where it's like, oh, like that trailer specifically, like I can like name like a bunch of like films. I'm like, oh yeah, like that sound design I think is like really awesome or whatever. Like, like I'm sure whatever trailers came out for like the most recent Star Wars movies were cool. Like or like had some cool sound design going on because like
Yeah.
like those like Lucasfilm movies always have awesome sound design. It's like the best part of those movies.
Right.
Oh yeah, hey, that's a super interesting point though. Yeah, trailers that contain scenes that didn't make it into the actual production.
Oh yeah, I think it's a pretty common practice to, at least with teaser trailers, like really early on, they go out and film the trailer before any of the actual film's been filmed. So
Oh, really? Like
sometimes
it's-
the stuff's just like specifically filmed for the trailer, which I kind of like actually because it's almost like a behind the scenes or like a. They used to include in the DVDs, they'd always have like the extra or the cut stuff. You could go
Yeah.
watch the bloopers or whatever. I mean, not necessarily bloopers, but actually deleted scenes. That's what it is. So like custom made teaser trailers, kind of like this one for Out of Order. I'm assuming that will probably be like the shots that were there are, were specific for the teaser trailer. So when they do that, it's kind of cool. I like that. But yeah, there are some times when like those scenes are not even in, that it is stuff that they originally had in the film, and then it got cut, or but it'd be interesting to do like a study on that and see like take a trailer and then see how many of the scenes or lines of dialogue were actually in the film. Never thought about that.
Right.
That'd be kind of interesting. So
like these are like good kind of analytical questions to ask though about this sort of thing. For
right.
anyone who's like interested in making media, like you just break it down like that.
Right.
Like any way you can like pick it up and turn it around and look at it, and any kind of question you can ask about it, especially one that you can answer by just watching the thing. Like do it.
Yeah.
Like you can speculate all you want, but you can actually like go learn it. I tell my like audio people this all the time. It's like just go listen to stuff.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah.
it's the best way to learn about music or
yeah.
like anything like that.
But sorry, I'm also running the switcher as usual over here, so that's why that's why I'm reaching off screen to switch the camera angle around. I think some of my favorites, for some reason, the one that's always stuck in my mind was the one for the Man of Steel. It was like the
old
very
school.
first. What was it? It was the newer
reboot.
one,
Okay.
the reboot. But it was like one of the first teaser trailers, and I think a lot of that footage wasn't actually in the movie, and it didn't even seem. The thing I loved is that it didn't seem like a Superman movie, like it seemed. I don't know, almost like it was very artsy. Lots of shallow depth of field shots, lots of very like overexposed kind of. In the beginning, it was sort of like. Kind of dreamy looking shots, and it was very, I don't know, it was kind of surreal. It didn't seem like Superman, and like it jogged like a more of a emotional response than just like an action-packed trailer of Superman beating up the bad guys,
flying around or whatever, picking
right.
up some heavy stuff.
So there were like some scenes of him like working on a crabbing boat. I don't know if Superman ever did that, but it was like him, growing up, I guess, or like as a normal person, just like trying to blend in, and then, so it was a really cool teaser trailer. If any of you get a chance to go see it or to go check it out on YouTube, it's one of my favorites, and I feel like I don't know, not that I like the movie, but just as a trailer by itself. And then like the very last scene is Superman doing his signature like flying straight up into the sky kind of thing, and you see like breaks the sound barrier or whatever and through the sky. So it's like very minimal of actually like Superman as Superman.
Yeah, Supermaning around or whatever.
Right. So and then the narration was amazing. Like it gives you goosebumps. Like the narrative I think is from the perspective of his father, or his adopted father, I guess, like telling him that, how, kind of explaining like how to be a leader and that people will follow you into the darkness to, seeking light kind of thing. It's very emotional, but I know it definitely is it definitely strikes a different chord than most of the like action trailers that you usually, see. Although there are some of those that can also, I don't know, do you ever watch anything and get goosebumps from it? Like it's just really, Zelda stuff can do that for me because I'm a huge Zelda fan. So that's more of a personal connection with it. But
that's the most recent teaser trailer that I watched.
Yeah.
We're veering off of the movies, but
I mean, same concept.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, and I feel like teaser trailers for games are even more difficult than for movies.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
because you don't have the real cinematic part of it.
Totally. There's also that one also, like I feel like there's like another fine line of that where like with game trailers, like you don't want to show too little gameplay. I mean, like a teaser is a teaser, but like you know, if anyone who pays attention to, like, I'm very, very on the periphery of gaming, but I know enough about it to like see some trailers, and you see all this stuff, and you just see like these crazy scenes, and you're just like, that's clearly not in-game footage. Like, like just don't, like, what does the game look like? I don't want to see a movie about the game. I want to see the actual game. You know, so that was cool. Like, you know, like the Zelda trailer was like definitely like not a bunch of gameplay. Like,
Right, it was all cinematic stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
but also you like they do all their cinematics like in game.
Right.
Like it's
True.
not like you know like so like the Breath of the Wild like cinematics are all like
They look like the game.
they're from the game. They're in the
Right,
game.
right.
So like at least you know it's not like just a crazy other rendering of something, that kind of thing or whatever.
Yeah, the Oh, you want me to direct the Zelda movie trailer? Oh, don't get me started on Zelda because I have written stuff before and
We sort of started a sound design project once a while
oh
back
yeah,
too.
yeah. One of these days I can share that on stream for some all the Zelda nerds out there. But yeah, that's yeah. I would love to do anything Zelda related, but it's a touchy subject with Nintendo, so you
Yeah,
have to be careful of the copyright stuff.
yeah,
But it's still like nobody they don't fan stuff is a whole different story. That's something that I guess we could honestly talk about for hours. Would be how to where to draw the line as far as like what's inspired by and what's actually just directly copying. So, but
and then I mean then there's whatever we think about it, and there's whatever the legal system thinks about it too.
that's true.
The
Yeah, you never know. We got to get somebody. We got to get Miyamoto in here and give us his spiel
yeah,
how
totally.
he feels about us making
Yeah,
a Zelda fan movie.
yeah.
But
Intellectual property law is a whole weird world.
yeah. So, but you can definitely like inspired by stuff is can can really bring across that feel. You see so many games in nowadays. Like I think E3 just happened last weekend. Speaking of games and trailers and stuff, and there were so many in there that were inspired by Miyazaki and like Studio Ghibli stuff.
Oh, really?
So like yeah, everybody says it. It's like inspired by, or even there was one that was Zelda inspired. So it's like, there's a lot of games and stuff, and I'm assuming you could do the same if you made a film. Just say, oh, this was inspired by Miyazaki or Zelda or whatever it might be, whatever your favorite type of favorite show or movie is, because like you can get that same feel without directly copying their characters
Right,
and
right.
their IPs. So
I'm curious about these Miyazaki inspired games now.
oh, they were interesting, yeah. But like I said, trailers for games are very difficult, and that E3 is a great place to like to kind of sit back and analyze video game trailers because some are not great, even from the AAA studios.
Yeah.
And some are really good. So it just depends.
I've never heard a Five Nights at Freddy's song. That sounds kind of hilarious.
Oh yeah, that's a game.
I know the game, but I've never heard
The songs.
I've never heard a song inspired by the game. That sounds kind of goofy. Like maybe some like some Five Nights at Freddy's like death metal would be kind of fun.
Oh wow.
Oh man, all right, I'm gonna have to go down a YouTube rabbit hole when we're done here.
So, but yeah, it's the whole world of just like, because that's the first thing that any of your fans see is the trailer. So
Right,
whether
right.
it is for a game or a movie, like E3 Final Fantasy VII Remake. Oh yeah.
Let's chill.
So it's I think it's like I said, it's difficult for game trailers. I'm picturing now, like you said, like the mix of gameplay versus cinematics, and like where do you draw the line, and like how do you get people interested, and like I guess it could kind of depend on whether you have a fan base or not. Same can go for movies.
Sure.
Like like we talk about Fast and Furious. Like they could have just dropped the logo and people would have gone to see it.
Right.
Like a logo with a date and you would have been good. You didn't have to. They wouldn't have had to make a whole thing for it.
But it's something for people to talk about. And we're talking about it now.
Right.
We wouldn't, you wouldn't have had anything to say about it if it was.
Maybe
if
not.
it,
I could have seen it and been like, wow, that was a great trailer.
Yeah,
I mean, it was
guess
just like
true.
the foghorn and then it could have even been like the sound of a motor. I don't know. Like you could have done something super simple with the sound design, and then you would have known it was Fast and Furious because it's such an iconic series.
Man, there must be some like I think about like there's some nerds out there whose whole working life is just making car sounds.
Oh yeah.
You know? Do y'all know that like a lot of modern cars engine sounds are fake?
What?
They're designed.
Really?
Yes, I heard. Yeah, so they're like efficient and real quiet. So you get but if you buy like a modern like kind of like cool muscle car or whatever, like they don't sound all crazy like a Harley, like you know, like because like they're like have these modern efficient engines. So no, this is just like normal consumer car stuff. Like so what they do is they pipe designed engine sound into the speakers in the cab. So that like it sounds like you're driving this like revved up cool car when you're like.
But it really doesn't sound like that from the outside. That's great.
Yeah,
so it's just a way to trick whoever is driving it.
Well, just like it's a psychological thing. Like, but like
Okay.
you know, like the experience of like driving a car with which engine goes like feels different. You know, like I think about it too, like with like you know these little like electric cars, like you know
Yeah.
silent place or whatever. Like,
Oh yeah, they have a fake engine sound.
yeah.
I know my roommate just got a Tesla, and that's got.
Oh yeah.
That's got
fake engine sound.
They if you're driving it real slow, it sounds like a spaceship, just woo as it goes. And it's all just in the speakers in the car. It's really bizarre.
Yeah.
And you could change the noise that it makes when it goes, so you can like do custom.
Oh
sound.
yeah.
You can even play your like Spotify music out of it when from the outside, like and hear it. The speaker's not great, but you could hear it. So
weird.
It is really bizarre.
That's a weird car flex.
Yeah, that is.
But yeah, that sort of thing just got me thinking about like we're talking about sound design for movie trailers, but like there's sound designers everywhere. There's sound designers in your car, like there's sound designers making this the sounds that your phone makes, or like that like pop up in this app or whatever. Like it I'm getting off on a tangent here, but.
Somebody's microphone is acting weird. Keeps getting
muffled, huh?
There you go. You gotta like.
Is it just like not sitting?
Probably rubbing against how you got it set. Sorry, I didn't mean to touch mine. I know it's kind of loud. This would be the upgrade to these would be having lav mics attached.
Yeah. I guess I just gotta like flop it on the outside of my shirt. Like
there you go. That's fine. Nice.
I was trying to be a little more discreet.
Yeah, with the lav mics, we could totally be more discreet.
Yeah, I'll bring that thing next time. I'm pretty sure it works. It takes the TRRS as well.
Okay. Yeah, we can try it out. Mm-hmm. It should be better now, I think.
Yeah, thanks for the heads up.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so these are like weird units. Typically, like they have their little boxes with the microphone built in. Typically, like the transmitter and the mic would be separate. Mm-hmm. So there'd be like some sort of like you might clip like a transmitter to like your hip or something, or like your back, and then like run a wire to like a lavalier mic that would be clipped here. Mm-hmm. So this is like a lot heavier than the sort of thing that you typically clip on to someone like for this purpose, which is why like I feel like it's kind of like turning my shirt into a V-neck here. But like. The sound quality seems good when we're using it correctly.
Yeah. I'll have to go back and watch.
Totally. The rad thing about these is that you can also like run the lav into it, so it functions the way I just described too. So
then you could just run it into. You could stick this in your pocket and be good to go, and then like you could even hide it because sometimes they'll take the lav mics and they'll tape them like to your chest or something.
Yeah.
Underneath your shirt.
Or inside your bow tie.
Oh yeah, in the bow tie.
Or like you could like run them like up the back of my neck and like
hide
clip it like on the underneath my hat brim or something like that. I've seen that.
All sorts of creative ways to hide them.
Yeah. Miking people up is an art form unto itself for sure.
Yeah, it's been like miking people up and doing like voiceovers in film or in trailers is a big part too. So definitely a lot of scenes that take like lines of dialogue out of the film and run them over the top, even if they're not related to. It's funny because they'll be like not related to the scene that's playing at all. It'll just be like some snippet from some part of it that's like not what we're actually seeing or hearing. And there's been a few that I've seen that are like, why would they include that line of dialogue? Like I feel like it's totally unrelated to what we're actually seeing on the screen.
There's a lot of that goes around.
For some reason, I feel like that was in. I was going to talk about the Godzilla movies because those have some really amazing sound design, particularly the
Yes.
second one. I did watch the third one recently, the King Kong one, Donkey Kong versus Yoshi. That was pretty good. Um,
Oh yeah, Hamilton and the hairlines. Yes, this Broadway musicals. Yeah, that's exactly what we're talking about with the miking up. Yeah, they'll hide those mics anywhere they can in wigs.
Oh, yeah.
And the hairline is super
Wig
common.
would be good.
Yeah, I can only imagine like what like the like behind the scenes rig looks like when you're running like 60 wireless transmitters.
Oh
Like
my
and like
gosh.
someone out there is like making sure that they actually get muted.
That's what I forget about on stage. Like, I feel like the sound on stage is so much more complicated than in a film. Like, most of the time in the film, you could do you can get away with one mic or maybe two if you need it. Like, I mean, for this live stuff, obviously, but that would be the same on a stage if you're doing something live.
Right.
You got a whole bunch of people connected up at the same time because you need to be like ready to go. But of course, when you're doing narrative film work, you probably avoid using lavs as much as possible. I feel like you're not going to get the top tier sound quality unless they're very, very expensive.
Right.
Even then.
So, but it's not unusual, like on something like I would think on like a big budget thing that like they probably lav people up and boom them, and maybe ADR it anyways.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Just like they just capture it because they can. Like the lav is like a backup. I think you could probably hide a lav in a beard.
Oh yeah.
But like I'd be worried about the rustling of the hair,
Ah.
like during speech, because like as
Yeah.
the beard moves around, especially if the beard like rustles against the chest, it depends. So it depends on how long the beard is. I think is the real answer. But then you also have to like run a cable, is part of it. So like you could like sneak a cable, like if someone had bushy enough hair, you could sneak a cable like up the back of their neck and like down their sideburn or something. But
Wow.
but then you might as well just hide it at their temple or something like.
Yeah.
These mics they're omnidirectional, so like they don't need to be pointed in a particular way. Although you were noticing me getting muffled, it doesn't really help the omnidirectionality if it gets covered. But yeah, I think about like those like superhero movies or whatever. There's like gotta be mics in those costumes, right?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
They're like, why wouldn't they?
I mean, I guess
just to
it's
catch the live lines, and then probably like all of those like I feel like those like Marvel movies, like it seems like every single line of dialogue is like 80 yard, like almost.
Probably.
Like it just has this like studio voiceover sound the whole time. A lot of big budget movies do.
Right. It would be interesting to see the actual process on
Yes.
a legit film stage, like a film production. To see that would be kind of cool, because I'm sure that every sound designer, every like set probably does it a little different, depending on who you're working with.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's like one standard or just like a way that everybody likes to do it, or if it's per sound designers, like what they like to do or what works best for them.
So yeah, so I've been looking into this a bit, just like seeing what this world is like, and it seems like the like location mixer is responsible for a lot of this stuff.
Oh,
like
okay.
like choosing how stuff is going to get mic'd,
Oh.
and like sending the audio to wherever it needs to go.
Right.
But like I assume that there's some sort of like negotiation with like the like producer director like about like like what sort of sound they want to capture,
Right.
Although I assume that when you're working at like if you're doing a certain style of thing or at a certain level, there's probably some standards that exist,
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of ways you could do it. Like, I think this is probably the third or fourth different way we've tried to capture audio for the stream.
Yeah, totally.
But hopefully this seems pretty minimal and works really good for a quick setup, because we're not running any XLR cables, so no sound cables anywhere.
Super simple.
Besides, like, from the little receiver to the camera itself, there's hardly any extra cables. Typically, we have to run, 2 XLR cables and then have 2 mics hooked up for both of us. So
Totally.
plus they seem to like. Well, I'll go back and listen to it afterwards, but they seem to be pretty very close. The pickup pattern seems very short as far as like what really is getting picked up. I know when I tested them a little bit before, that was pretty forgiving with like how what it didn't, what it kind of shut out around it.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see.
Totally. I wonder if there's like some like sneaky DSP going on under the hood, or if it's just a decently designed mic.
Yeah, I think that it's got some auto leveling stuff. I believe. I thought that I read that it does some auto leveling, and like there are a few features. There is like there is a like a safety feature as well that if you have one mic on, you can have a safety track that records like less or a
like
lower.
10 dB quieter. Or
right.
whatever,
Yeah. So can be super handy.
Mm-hmm.
So this is something I want to take out and use on like a run and gun sort of setup. I think it'd be super cool because then you can have
simple.
Yeah, I mean I could actually let's just since we're here, you should still be able to hear me as I walk away. I was gonna grab something and try this out. I don't know how far I can get before you can't hear me anymore, but I'm all the way back in the video room.
Yeah, I'd say he's about 40 feet away right now.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
You're still coming in.
Where's my sound bag? What did I do with it? There it is. I wanted to try something out here. I haven't experimented too much with these, but since we're talking about sound, I might as well test some stuff out.
Y'all can hear him better than I can.
Testing 1, 2, 1, 2. Hello.
You can hear me right now.
See, it's funny because I bet you guys can hear me, but Corey can't hear me. I need a very short XLR cable. Digging, and these are all the wrong kind. I need one with XLR on both sides. Do I have one in here? Can they hear me still?
I think so.
Cool.
I can't though.
Corey can't, but I can talk.
I'm just
talk about Corey and nobody can hear. Corey doesn't know what I'm doing. Oh wait, I do need one like that. Okay.
Now he's talking quietly, so I can't hear him specifically. Is he saying it? Is he saying something weird about me?
Okay. We got a little teeny cable here.
Oh, look at that little thing.
So
that's a cute little cable. Oh.
Let's see. So essentially, this is just a XLR. Oh, I wish I don't. I think we packed all the food or most of it. Oh, I did find some dried pineapples over here.
Yeah. Snacks.
They are good.
Thanks, pal.
Mm-hmm. Dried pineapple chunks. They're pretty good. They are like candy.
Yeah, they're pretty much just candy, yeah.
Yeah. So, whoops. XLR and a 3.5 millimeter jack, so just like a headphone jack. And I should, hopefully this isn't too loud for you guys, be able to take my mic off without making too much noise and killing everyone's ears.
I'm gonna mute it.
I'm gonna mute it real quick, see if it muted.
I think so.
Okay.
So he's, Jay is now plugging the 1/8 inch TRS cable into the jack. So now,
If I testing 1, 2. I don't think it's a little weird when it doesn't want to.
like repairing or whatever.
Okay, it's on.
I bet that thing's lower output than the
Probably
built-in mic.
quieter. But you could have this. This is actually probably too short. That's
Yeah.
not too bad. It's a little bit short, but testing 1, 2. So then you could like go around and talk and interview people with your little mic.
You gonna sing a song?
I don't know how to sing. Is this a song? Is this a singing mic?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah. So this is the SM58. This is like the live vocal microphone.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that it's quieter.
It's quieter.
That's 100% what I expect. So we're gonna nerd out about gear for a second because this always devolves into nerding out about gear. So this is a dynamic microphone, which tend to on average like be a little quieter than condenser mics, which require a little power behind them, so they tend to be like a bit more sensitive. So that mic requires more gain, probably.
More gain.
If we could control the levels independently, it would be easy to match that. But I can so boom. So you can see immediately like the little like one little tricky thing with
Right.
working with these, you know.
So like this is great, but it would probably be better to run this through the H5 and then into this, because then with the H5 you can boost up the line out, I believe.
Yeah,
The line
it's got
level
like a
is-
good like probably it's definitely got more gain than whatever that thing has.
These probably
you know.
don't have much gain at all.
Yeah.
But you guys can still hear me, right? Through this, I believe. It looks like it's signals coming in.
Yeah, but you can see like just check my you can see our relative signal levels like.
Oh yeah.
But I'm
much
also like a
louder.
loud talker compared to you, I guess. I've been told.
Testing 1 2. Yeah.
Lily says the original mic was better. I'm also not surprised by that. The 58 is like about like live, like the reason people like it. Among others, is that it's like for sung vocals, it's great for the stage because it rejects sound in a nice way, and just is like predictable and cheap, honestly. If you get up on stage and someone puts a vocal mic in front of you, there's like a 90% chance that that's what it is.
So this is going to be a little different.
Yeah, totally. You would not like you would not want to use like either like this mic that we have here, like the Rode or this shotgun mic. Neither of those would work for vocals in a band like that.
No. But here's another way you could. I don't know if this one's any louder.
It is.
It should be. But it's quite the. I've seen people go out on like live interviews and use boom mics as just like hand holding them, which is crazy. to me because
Why,
I
man? There's
don't know.
okay, so there's so much handling noise.
Yeah, there is.
I'm
yeah.
sure it just sounds like they're just like rattling it around in a windstorm.
It's a little bit louder. So yeah,
Yeah.
I mean like.
So, yeah. So this is the like shotgun microphone.
Yeah, this is the NTG4 Plus. So the plus means that it has a battery built in. Normally you couldn't do this because this does require phantom power. But because it has an internal battery, you can plug it right into this. I mean, this is pretty awesome to be able to do, like straight to straight to the camera over there.
I mean, you could just like clip that thing
but-
to the cable and just have a handheld mic, you know, like
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom.
Then you're set. So, I mean, but normally, like with the other microphone, running it into the H5, our little recorder, and just feeding out a signal from the line out there would give you probably a lot hotter and more control over the volume of what you're doing.
Yeah.
So I haven't tried that out yet, but that's something that we'll definitely try in the future.
Totally.
So
Again, also like not the best mic for this application.
no.
The 58 has like an internal shock mounting, so like it has reduced
Oh, okay.
handling noise, so you can hold it in your hand. That's part of what makes it
Yes, yeah.
useful. So like most mics don't have that, and so like it's audible. Like when you touch it and like move it around, you can hear that in the output signal. Having the right mic for your application is really important, no matter what you're doing. Yeah, exactly, Monica. Yeah, so the boom is also really directional.
Right.
That's the entire point of it, which makes it a poor choice for that kind of thing if it's going to wiggle around.
Yeah.
So like the omnidirectional lav, like we're both using now, is like the optimal choice for like no fuss, no muss, which is just going to capture whatever around here. So I'm sure if I start like touching my shirt a bunch or like scratching my beard, like you can hear it. Like I'll try not to do that too much.
Yeah, so now you should be able to hear me a lot better.
Yeah.
I changed it back to the normal mode. These do come with, you can buy them with the lav mics with the Rode Go, I think. Rode Go lav mics. They have a lot of Go stuff.
Yeah,
The
their
wireless
branding
Go.
is very confusing.
Yeah. But there is lav mics that go with these, but they're a little bit pricey, and those ones were actually sold out. So I just opted for these, and it sounds like the mics on these are great. It's just a matter of like they are heavier. So
Yeah, it's the practicality of mounting it that seems to be the thing. But
right, that's the big thing. But for stuff like this, and like run and gun, if you didn't have a mic with you, you've got one right here, and you've got a wireless mic system with these tiny little, transmitters and the receiver, and you're good to go. So yeah, I do sound way better now. Yeah. So these are pretty good speakers for what they are. I did record a few things and tested them out. So yeah, but Where were we with our trailer talk?
We got
We
mega
got kind
derailed.
of sidetracked.
We got derailed into gear talk once again.
Yeah. Make sure I didn't miss any questions here.
You
I
know,
didn't.
no songs were sung.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess like what was I thinking? There was another thing I wanted to. Speaking about signing trailers, explosion. I was.
We're talking about
singing
those
in
like
trailers?
cinematic booms, maybe.
Oh,
I feel like that's
singing in trailers, something like that. Oh, probably the narrating and doing like
the dialogue that doesn't
voiceovers.
go with the
Yeah,
with the
yeah,
scene.
yeah. That's right. Voiceovers that don't go with the scenes. I don't know. I really do love just the teaser trailers. So there's like if you were to categorize them and you have like your teaser trailer versus your regular trailer, which sometimes they'll specify what is what, but like the teaser trailer generally just like teases the story, I guess, hence the name, and doesn't really give you very much information. Sometimes I'll just like, especially for games and stuff, just watch teaser trailers, or like that's how I find out about them, and then I won't watch anything else because it will ruin a lot of times what is in the actual movie, like we were talking about with Fast and Furious. Like they give away so much, and it's like I don't want it to be spoiled, so you definitely have to watch out for spoilers, for sure.
Totally.
So I feel like that would be something really cool to add to the Out of Order trailer would be to do a voiceover. So that might be something for a second version that would be really cool. Maybe add some more close-up shots.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be really neat to do. So maybe maybe next time for the next trailer, we'll make sure to get some close-ups, to get some more. I like the establishing shots. So like having the Eureka Inn and like, the cool iconic places in Eureka, like the boardwalk and things like that. But yeah, getting some close-ups, maybe doing a short voiceover.
Yeah, some dialogue that gives like a bit of like the flavor of the story, kind of.
Right, right. So, like the oh yeah, movie leaks. Yeah, luckily we haven't leaked any of the story for Out of Order yet, but it's gonna be cool. I keep saying run and gun. Oh, I was talking about run and gun.
Yeah, you did say run and gun. Okay, so we gotta back up and explain that run and gun. You're talking about like bringing these around.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, run and gun basically just like quick set up and shoot film stuff.
Oh, explaining what it actually
Yeah.
means. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize. I in my mind, I know exactly what that.
So it's
I guess
it's an industry term.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
sure.
I don't know where it comes from, but essentially it means like you're packing as light as possible, and you're just like going and filming. You're just like running around, shooting, quote unquote, with the camera, not with a real gun.
Yeah.
But that's the term can be used for filming things as well. So you're
It's like like one more mobile than like on location even, so like
Right,
so like
right.
like where like you might be just like just shooting interviews on the street or like
Right.
walking somewhere, like that kind of stuff, right?
Right. Yeah. So if I just picked this camera up and Corey and I went and walked around Old Town, that would be more run and gun style, like a run and gun style live stream. That's a little bit more complicated. There's some more steps to actually like live streaming that stuff.
Right.
But like if we went and recorded something out in Old Town beforehand and then brought it back and played it here for you guys to watch, that would be like that run and gun segment. So yeah, it's definitely kind of I feel like for a lot of documentary filmmakers is their main sort of operation or MO, that whole style. Beats like setting up huge equipment, huge setups and stuff, and traveling light for sure.
Yeah.
Fit all your gear in a backpack or something.
Yeah, it's definitely more of like the like documentary, like news and like reality
Right.
TV kind of stuff.
Right. So I mean, you can do it on a narrative set if you're trying to be like, I guess, if you're like on a tight schedule and you really want to like get things done. A lot of films kind of are adapting more of the run and gun style filmmaking just because it's so simple, and like the cameras can be so small now that you don't have to like lug around these huge, 20-pound cameras with reels and reels of film. You know, you can film something that looks really nice on a pocket cinema camera, and it look just as good as any of the high end red cameras or something. So it definitely is being adapted, and you see that a lot with one movie that comes to mind is the in the shooting style is what are they called, the Hunger Games. Not that they filmed it like that, but it was sort of shot like it was a documentary almost, because it's very like handheld footage, very like somebody's there like documenting the happenings of the events and things like this. Particularly when they're like in the arena, it can get like the camera can get really shaky and stuff. Like somebody's actually running with them, filming them. So that sort of is kind of pays homage to that style, and I think that was more of a decision that was made beforehand to film it that way.
Sure.
Than actually like using that idea, because I'm sure that whoever was, whatever camera crew they had was probably decked out with all sorts of fancy
that was
gimbals and stuff.
not a small budget movie.
No.
So it's all very intentional. But like it's interesting to think about how like the motion of the camera like is its own thing too, and like creates feelings. A huge case in point. This is kind of funny, but if you ever have looked up like video of like stabilized Star Trek like bridge scenes.
Oh yeah, I have seen those.
Where like they like anytime something attacks their ship, they like the camera shakes and they all go whoa around. But like without the camera shake, it's pretty corny looking.
Yeah.
Because they're just throwing themselves around a very stable soundstage.
Yeah, it can really. But then the sound design too. I bet you if you took the sound out of that, it would look weird too, because you'd be like, what is happening?
Oh my god! Just all of a sudden, everyone just goes whoa.
Yeah.
You probably hear someone go and now, and they go whoa. It's pretty.
Act like the whole ship is shaking when I mean they're just on a stage, or on a set, so.
Totally. Yeah, it's like it's a kind of a really simple practical effect.
Yeah, moving the camera.
Yeah, for sure.
So you probably see like there's a lot of people on like on TikTok and stuff that will do the inverted camera where it's like you can flip it upside down, but then it looks like you've glued props to the ceiling and things, and it's sort of like it's very disorienting to see it, but you could act like you're walking on the walls or something, but really it's just the camera's flipped, and that's all it takes to like really confuse your audience. There's a lot of photography stuff that you can play with a sort of optical illusion of like which way is up and which way is down. So, but there is a lot of cinematic tricks. And those are all used in trailers too. So, but yeah, I don't know if we wanted to keep this one shorter today, or how do you feel? You got anything else to say about trailers?
Well, I was just thinking about like how like a lot like how the sound editing and like a lot of times like the like editing also like takes on a stronger role like in those like trailers, like the way that stuff is stitched together, Just think about like tropes, like the editing version of that like boomy audio trope is like the fade to black or like a white out or something like that. There's these kinds of like things that like feel like a little heavy-handed, like maybe in the context of the movie, but you can like in the trailer like you can get away with these kind of like quick and cheap edit kind of stuff. Oh man, can you smell the Japanese restaurants? Through our stream right now, like because I can also smell dinner.
We're getting the breeze from Ichiban across the street.
Oh my gosh, I'll miss being here.
Yeah,
smelling that all the time.
I guess we'll be right behind. We'll be close to some other restaurants.
Oh man, to Taste of Bim.
Yeah,
that's gonna be a tough one for me.
And the brewery, once it's open again.
Oh yeah.
that's gonna be tempting. Gonna waft us over to the brewery after. But it'll be nice. It'll be cool. So, yeah, that's I'd like to. I don't know. Making trailers is fun. I always enjoyed that part of the process because that's, like I said, the first view that anybody gets of your project. Whether it is a game or a movie, it's like, you know, it's a pretty, you can kind of make or break whether people actually want to go see it, you know, or play the
Totally.
game. So, you know, it is an art form in and of itself. So it's really cool, and I'm excited to see where we go with the Out of Order film, and as we go and build more trailers and then actually have the final product, it should be super cool.
Totally.
So, yeah, I don't know if should we call it off, you think?
Yeah, I think I'm out of trailer thoughts.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, this was a little shorter one. We're still, you know, figuring out what the space is going to look like and how we're going to do everything. Corey's going to play us off, I guess.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna play like. You wanna like talk us out?
Talk us out. All right, guys. I don't know how well you can hear me over the piano. Should be okay. But yeah, so tune in next week, and we'll be talking about who knows what. But we'll figure that out when we get to it. So yeah. Alrighty, guys. We'll catch you later. I gotta get my thing ready. There we go. Transition. Bye.
Goodbye.
I don't sing. Corey can sing.
Goodbye.